I got a few things to plug in, but obviously, dude, I mean, I really did need to go in and look at my usage list to see, or excuse me, look at my other videos to see which ones I've actually covered. And we're doing Coda Hema, which is the last of the primary weapons. So I've done a title and thumbnail about each one, and you know, obviously the frame that's using them is generally mostly a good choice. I can usually figure it out, and I'm a spin doctor, Chad. I'm a marketing executive. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but I changed the camera angle, so the camera is like almost eye level. It's a little bit weird, but I kind of like that it's like basically eye level. Is very cool. Just a little insight there, but excuse me for that. But Coda Hema and Inaros Prime. There's going to be a weirdness. There's going to be a little bit of a strangeness that I'll have to manage, which is the fact that obviously when Inaros Prime is like doing his thing, I have 220 range. You're going to drop enemies down and they're not going to have their heads exposed. And you're like, oh, well, that's not the craziest thing. Well, it'll play into how I play. So I think it's something that I will... I'll point out in the actual gameplay in terms of like that's a weakness that I'm suffering. I have primary crux in there. That's what I mean in terms of like actually being able to land headshots properly. So I will say that's a struggle right there. But yeah, you know, I love, you know, I've been memeing it a little bit, just like Coda Hema is just a full auto, but it's a classic. It's one of my favorites now. It's definitely up there. So let's start with Inaros Prime. I've got 2 Tau Forge reds for ability strength. Tau Forge yellow for orbs, and then of course a little bit of energy max. You can see I've got a few Archon shards in here, you know, a yellow and a blue, which I just accumulate forever. So these are purely like my usability shards. Like these are shards that I use kind of regularly. Like I don't need a huge amount more energy, but having a little bit of an energy reserve means that you can, you know, take advantage of orbs. Obviously very spam heavy build, but you're getting like infinite amounts of orbs. So I will say there's like certain situations, but I think it incentivizes you to definitely be spamming Scarab Swarm, which I have left. But yeah, let's get into the actual build. Yeah, I have Elemental Sandstorm in basically just to make the range a little bit bigger. I was like, oh, I might as well. I guess it's like free, whatever status effects you have on your melee that'll show up on. So it's like free extra status effects potentially. I don't think it's like the craziest, but it does give you 50% range. So I was like, I might as well just use the augment. I think that's just a mod, but that's... I don't know if that's like reflected in the actual range, but yeah, the effective range of this can be a little bit skewed. Like I don't need it at the maximum like giga range. I had it at like 250, maybe 265, but you can see I've favored a little bit, like as much strength as I can get for Roar, which is it definitely has been a staple on my build. I love that it's a 55 meter Roar. I think that's just like, I got Inaros in an Archimedia, and like all I was doing was just giving my whole squad a Roar buff. Isn't the affinity range like pretty close to that? So I guess that's very appropriate. But yeah, it's just a classic buff that I use on a couple frames. I also have Arcane Avenger in here, so just the way the grouping ability works, and the like, I'm not like, Scarab Swarm is a very powerful ability, but generally I'm using it in combination with the Sandstorm. So it's like the amount that I'm casting the Sandstorm is completely dependent to me. So generally I'm still able to get hit enough. Like I don't feel it necessary to like always have the Sandstorm active. You know, there's like a lot of Overguard be damned. We're not even talking about that. I'm just saying like certain situations, like I don't feel like I need it. Obviously you just tap it and then it's just good to go. But yeah, I guess like, you know, I'm glad to have triple Umbra. I like having a decent amount of extra armor on top of there. You're getting, what is that? That's 1200, so that should put you at like 75, but you can see I'm already at 69%. Nice. But yeah, just adaptation, just kind of a health. I've honestly been thinking about putting Omamori in here, but so far I still have enough health that, like, yeah, obviously mosquitoes with adaptation just deal 0 damage, but if there's a big chunk, if I can't avoid it, I may potentially be able to survive it. Now that's definitely not true, you know, past like level 1000 and stuff like that, but very thankful that I'm not really doing that. And even a temporal Archimedia hitting 500 is pretty manageable, honestly. I like that the Legasite had like double health, and we were still kind of like shitting on them. So that's good to see that, like, okay, Legasites will only be easier from there. That was pretty badass. But you know, we're not talking about Archimedes. We're talking about a very spam heavy build. But the whole point is, like, when you do the Sandstorm, you'll pick them up and they'll fall on the ground, so they can be kind of annoying to shoot. But yeah, this is primary Crux. It's got 90% status chance with 260/60s. So yeah, the stat spread is all you need to see. 18.7, 18.7, 52.6. This is a 25% electricity balance. I have no desire to ever like modify. This is like way too crispy to not to mess with. So I don't even care about the percentage of corrosive. I just like that they're dead even. And then I'm buffing it with primary Crux. I was like, I might as well just get as much status as I can to, you know, double prime everything. So to call it double prime, no, that's just what priming is. That's armor strip and viral. So that's just normal priming, Amar. But yeah, I don't know how good I'm going to be at keeping primary Crux active. But that's my thing, is like, you know, I think Inaros, especially in solo, is like very expert, like in the sense that like it doesn't take a lot of work. You have pretty good control over what's happening, and you know, we're playing a bunch of 1999, so I'm not worried about corrupted ancients, right? If Overguard is showing up, it's showing up on an Eximus, and I already just spot farm Eximus. Like when I play Warframe, sometimes that's what I do, is I start with the Eximus, and so it's like they're glowy, they're big, and you kind of tap them. But yeah, I definitely think, just, you know, this is what I talk about. It's a burst fire, but it's a fast enough burst fire that shit is basically a full auto, dude. That shit is basically a full auto. But oh, excuse me for that. But yeah, just another blast build, just another gun condition overload blast build. I mean, what are you gonna do, chat? The builds become standardized at a certain point. But yeah, we're showing off Vesper again. I played Vesper last round, but you know, weapons rank up at a specific rate, so they definitely end up showing up pretty often. But I'll point out this real quick: reload speed and reload speed. So this is getting me to 1.2 seconds instead of 2.3. I've got semi-pistol cannonade instead of hornet strike for the punch through, and then it's just leaded gas, which is 300% gas damage and 300% status chance. So you have to land headshots every 6 seconds. So it sucks a little bit. You can watch the previous stream where, like, when I had to lock in and get headshots, like, I was like failing to read chat. I feel like my sentences started falling apart, but yeah, if I can land a headshot or two, then I'm fine. I should mention also Elementalist, because these gas clouds are going to do a lot of damage, and so Elementalist is going to buff that. And yeah, I mean, I don't really care about the fire rate. To still have that's 2 bullets every second. That's fine. I can survive. Yeah, I guess that's it. There's Vesper. Cool weapon, if I can play successfully. I guess good at the start of a stream where I have youthful energy. But yeah, this is just a blast and a gas fluence. I was like, oh, it has built-in gas. Oh, I kind of have to do it. I have double sacrificial just so it's base crit chance, and that's it. And yeah, 81% status chance. That is just nuts. And the gas and the electricity are the same, and then the blast is up there. So, oh my god, this is just like a standard build. Like, this is the same build I use on like God knows how many weapons. So you guys can fault me for that every single time, and you guys will be correct. But I didn't even mention movement speed and attack speed. So I do use Carving Mantis. That is a 100%, a 300%, and a 200% slash proc. So a little bit of extra damage. You do have some crits, so you can get some good numbers in there. But it's not, you know, if you're already just swinging the weapon, you just stop moving forward, and then you can get some extra DPS. But generally, like, these melee weapons are equipped to wipe trash mobs, and like that's it. Like 5 minutes rolls around and I need everything around me to die instantly, then I'll equip it for a brief moment just to indulge myself. But yeah, this guy especially, yeah, giving me built-in gas damage is just like evil, dude. I'm like, they know what they're doing. Yeah, with gas, it's like it stacks up so interestingly that, like, I don't think anything will survive for it to stack up to get those like big damage numbers, but like yeah, on Vesper you'll see it sometimes. If I'll get a couple gas procs going, and once I get the numbers pretty high up there, you'll see it put in work. So I guess a pretty simple build segment, 11 minutes, we're totally safe, but yeah, we should get going. I think what am I burning? I'm doing Netracells, I'm doing 1999 calendar stuff, and I think that's it. I might do some like Intrati bounties and some 1999 bounties, but I have 3 elemental vices. I'm like, I don't think I need any more. So honestly, chat, if I'm being real, I don't know if we'll have time for Omnias, but I think we should start with a solo Netracell. I think that's what it's looking like. That's the type of night we're gonna have. And God, I gotta say, at this point, excuse me, a solo Netracell is like, the fact that I get 1 a week just makes me so sad. Like, come on, man. If I had 2 a week, I would be really happy. If they gave me 6 search pulses instead of 5, that would be so amazing. But we get to do a single solo Netracell. 712, and I'm playing Warframe. This is unheard of, chat. This is like new personal best potentially. I don't know, maybe I'm not in a yapping mood. Maybe I'm actually like successfully covering builds, dude. You gotta be like a little introspective, right? But I have to be real with you guys. I turned off DLSS, and like the Warframe just runs way better. Also, I think that was an auto breach, and then I just spent the cipher anyway. But yeah, I don't know what it is with this fucking game, but I was like just, oh, that was nice. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I survived a Blitz Eximus. I was straight up A/B testing it in a whatchamacallit. I did a, what was it, a mirror defense? Yeah, there was like a mirror defense bounty, and I just tried one version, and then I turned it off, and I was like, oh, you motherfucker. And yeah, apparently I had the same issue with Helldivers 2. Yeah, I think that was the one where like if I had DLSS on, it just looked awful and like didn't give me any extra frame rate. And I'm wondering if like, ooh, that 4, the number 4, I don't know if you guys should understand that, but I'm looking for that next series up potentially. But so far I'm chilling. I guess it means that you guys could just get like native footage, like it just looks normal. There's no compression, there's no in-game compression. Yeah, you guys get YouTube compression and Warframe compression. I mean, yeah, it was just so weird. I will say Soulframe does a lot better, where I actually do run in I actually do run it with DLSS, and it does help. So, you know, Soulframe kind of being designed from the ground up, you do feel it. And I gotta say, man, I'll mention it pretty early in the stream this time, but I did get Mora's Hand. I hit max rank in Kith of Kings, and when you hit max rank, you just get Mora's Hand for free. So you just have to get to max rank. That was so fucking awesome. I was like, thank God. So I have Mora's Hand. It took a day. I let it craft. Mora's Hand is at level 19 from like 2 dungeons. I did 2 glades, and the second glade that I did had the fucking wave survival mission where you just fight a bunch of husks, and like by the time they're level like 10 or 12, they're giving you like 1,000 plus XP, and you kill like 5 of them, and they go up in level every single time. So that's important, is that they'll do a couple, sometimes it's 1 wave. I don't know if it's always 1 or 2, but they'll like do a wave, and then they'll go up in level. And you can just do that, and it goes until you die. So as long as you can survive, you can power level anything. Like, it works so effortlessly. It's kind of buggy though. Like, you have to like pull their ghosts out of their body, and it can suck sometimes. But yeah, I gotta say it. I got that shit to 19. When I did the wave survival, it ended up being like they ended at like level 25, and then I ended up dying. So that was how I left. But the reason that I died is because I was using Mora's Hand, and like for Mora's Hand's animations, it like summons a sword, and I got stuck with the packed sword in my hand instead of my real sword. So I couldn't swing my sword from like level maybe like 14 to like 25, and I still kept power leveling. Like Mora's hand with like really low level skills like upgraded so fast. It was nuts. Like I was actually just able to do nothing but like strategically use the abilities, and I fully succeeded for like way too. I was like, what am I doing here? How am I still going? And like I would get bugged in the animations. I would get staggered. Dude, getting staggered out of the animations is like, that's like a rite of passage. Like you do the, what is the Oselda, the pact with Alka's children. Anyway, I'm yapping about Soulframe, but anyway, like I just had to say I got it. You know, I have to wait like one day, and then I can go to the Silent Rose, and then I can get the last pact, and then there you go, chat. I have everything. I had everything for a while with the old system, and then when they updated to the new system, I had to I had to level up 2 separate factions. So, there's your daily Soulframe update, I guess. So I was chilling out a little bit on Soulframe. I was playing some Stranger of Paradise as well. So if you're curious what I'm playing when I'm not playing Warframe, yeah, my total time spent in Steam has been like going down, but I am trying to log in, and I've got some weeklies that I have to finish in the off time, but I think this mission should be pretty easy. But yeah, dude, I'm looking to play more Warframe. Like I'm trying to just mostly do Omnias on stream, because I realize like I'm not really doing that a lot off camera anymore. I'm, you know, running a couple bounties that are pretty easy, but I don't know, man. I guess I haven't used my second ability once, but that's fine. We should be able to use it in the next couple missions, but you see what I mean. Like I'm like literally not even using my abilities. This is no real reason to. I could potentially pull some of them in, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know what it is. Like, does Netrocell's not function like a fucking Steel Path survival where dude, I need some enemy density. Shit gets boring, dude. It's a horde mission, or it's a horde game mode for a reason, but still chilling. Dude, I gotta say, I mean, I still think even like necromechs are kind of like lame. Like they're not super dangerous. Like in normal missions, like I think the Eximus necromechs, like I like that in Archimedia, like necromechs and dedicants and a little bit more babaus, but babaus are still kind of weak. They just are, I mean, they're like not like dangerous. Like you're still good at the game. I think that's like what I'm always like, yeah, you're not really like dying to a necromech regardless of what it's doing, but it's just so funny to like go into an Archimedia and like maybe 8 times out of 10 somebody has secondary encumber, and so you're just guaranteed to get those cold procs, and that's kind of it from there. Like somebody's gonna have cold damage, somehow it's gonna end up on it, and then suddenly the mech is just like goofy. Suddenly the dedicant, like, I mean, it's not like they were dealing damage to start with. Like, you know, their threat. Oh, did he summon that fast? Oh, that's sick. I like that. So the threat is mostly just like a persistent DPS machine. I don't think it's ever like I feel like most people are good enough to dodge a mech. You know, they can kind of avoid a mech for most of a mission if somebody can't kill it for some reason, which does definitely happen, but it's not like a mech is not really a threat. You know, like there are certain times, you know, when I think the stage defense with the dedicants is probably the worst version of that. Like I think it's the last round on both the top and the bottom. I think they spawn, so they spawn the Screamer, yes, but the Screamer's kind of easy, but the dedicants, they just have like a zillion HP, and yeah, I mean, that's like the important thing to understand is like each of the different mini boss enemies like has different damage attenuation, and like the 1999 mini bosses straight up have like a damage cap. Like you cannot deal more than a certain amount of damage to them per instance, which is pretty fucking crazy. But yeah, I guess we're chilling. Whew. I mean, oh, and it's done. Look at that. I mean, yeah, Inaros kind of kind of brainless. I mean, that's what I mean, is I feel like part of the randomizer is like, there's like this like general steel path content, you know what I mean? And it really is like, you can see it. I mean, I'm granted like all these new weapons are really strong, but yeah, when I'm back to just in the eventuality and however long it takes for all these weapons to join the list, like you'll see it eventually, and then yeah, you'll see what I mean, where, you know, the weapon swaps, but I don't think it ends up like making you like, you can have as much freedom, you can do that kind of level of freedom, and it's still kind of a joke. Like, if you want to go level cap, then obviously like it takes 5 seconds to like choose weapons that favor your build and just max out just a little. Like, I don't think it's too hard to like put together a strong build and be like, okay, I'm using Inaros as my random frame. Let's pick a weapon that will max it out. But generally that just, yeah, there will always be certain weapons that kind of, I don't know, move to the top, like spring super far up, but that's it. We got a normal red shard. That's not terrible. At least it's a red. That's all I care about at this point. You know, I'm close to getting a Tauforge purple. Dude, should I get harsh in the... What are you guys rocking? I think you're running Eidolons. Yeah, I think you're running Tridolons, so maybe I don't want to interrupt that. With a bunch of yapping. What are we... We're doing some 1999 calendar? Yeah. Scaldra with melee weapons. Okay, very cool. And I think I have some Coda that I'm just constantly farming. This guy doesn't have the eyeball, right? Nope. Still looking for the eyeball. Still looking for the fucking eyeball, aren't you, Amar? Yep, that's correct. So I have not guessed correctly either. This is just wonderful. Alright, that's fine. So yeah, I've got this build for quite a while. We may potentially do 2 builds, I'm not sure, but still chilling. I don't know, man. I guess we just got to keep moving. I don't think it's too crazy. Like, I want to get near the life support tower. I want to start moving the spawns through the next couple of rooms. We definitely got fucked over. That's sick. Okay, I guess this is the point to do it. We'll get some melee kills real quick. They shouldn't be too hard. Okay, snag this. Oh, and they're all just dead. Yep. Okay, easy fuck. Should I just let him get summoned? Yeah, I want to fight a Dedican, I guess. I guess you just fight the Dedican. That's it, right? Oh, that's goofy, man. I mean, it's a car, so it's like being able to kill a... What are the dropships called? I do not remember. Alright, we should be able to snag a zillion. Oh, I guess, is it gonna... I don't know if it'll proc influence, but yeah, they're all cooked from the beginning. Yeah, we have dual Viciss. Yeah, they're kind of cooked. Yeah, sorry, my version of this is a little bit stronger than yours, guys. I hate to break it to you. What the What killed? Dude, I guess I spoke too soon. What the hell killed me? Was it this oil tanker that killed me? Chat, what? I don't know. I guess I deserve it. That's all I can say. I do deserve it. Fine, I'll activate my fucking buffs. Alright, let's get this going. We should be able to just... Was it a blitz? Okay, he's cooked. Look at this. 40 kills. Okay, I'm feeling it now. Oh, yep, loving the blitz. Maybe he blitzed me just a little bit too rough, but still surviving. Come on, man. Just get a little bit closer. Yeah, see the snag? The snag radius is still, like, immense. Alright, gaming. Hit it one more time. Okay. 50. Okay. Slowing down a little. Where the fuck are these spawns, though? I'm kind of looking... Where are you spawning from, dude? That's the starter room. Do I need to be running around more to, like, get them to spawn? What's going on? Holy man. Ooh, what was that? I don't know if you caught that. I'm pretty sure you caught that.
Toxic out there. Hurry.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I need these guys to run faster or spawn more or something. I mean, I don't know exactly what I need, but this is... I definitely need something better than this. I love just only blitz. A triple blitz Eximus? All blitz. Wait, is there some modifier? Like when it's summer, it's all blitz? Oh my fucking god. Well, I guess we're done with that, so I can kind of show off Coda Hema a little bit. Let's hit this. We should be good to do all of this. I guess they're spawning a little bit. I'm moving pretty quick. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to land much headshots. I don't know if it counts the backpack as a headshot, but I don't think so. So I'm just, I mean, but you're, dude, is my companion like shitting on these guys?
30 seconds and
I mean, my companion does like have a lot of status effects, but you know, it's just fucking viral fire. I never thought it was too crazy. Well, I guess, what is it? Viral fire magnetic? Yeah, that guy's kind of rocking. I mean, good for him. I need to hit this into this. Ooh, yeah, I'm loving the Blitz Xmas right now. This is sick. Oh, I can just cancel out of it with a melee attack? I'll do that. I love that. Did I even get the Dedicant? I don't think I did. Is this the opportunity? We have 8 stacks of Crux. I should be able to land at least a couple headshots. Oh, my Crux stacks reset? What the fuck? Alright, chill. Oh, there's a Dedicant. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can land a headshot. But if I'm lucky, okay, I can land it on this guy. Oh, you see, here's the stab duration, or the stab range. You can stab that dude really early, but that is not as true in other situations. I guess I'll get the Malice kill and then I'll get the fuck out of here. Okay, bubble me, you son of a bitch, while I move to this next point, because I do need to cap it. Come on, bubble me. There you go. Jesus Christ. Like, I make myself as enticing as possible, and he just takes his sweet time, doesn't he? He just doesn't take the hint, dude. I'm like, bubble me, man. I want to get bubbled. Oh, come on, you motherfucker. I swear I'm doming you. Alright, goodbye. We still survived. This Hellscrabber is fine, so not to worry. I don't have the buff. Should I just break it with my melee? These guys are just annoying to deal with. These little fucking nodules, I swear to God, man. Sometimes I go a little bit crazy. I don't know what it is. They just are like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, certain guns, like you're struggling to hit them like 3 times in a row. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? And it presents this whole thing where I'm like trying to do a survival and like get kills, and then I'm like turning around and aiming at a fucking life support charge, and I'm like, oh my god. But I guess that's the whole point, is to like fuck with you and to like make it an annoying ass survival mission. But annoying is not the right word, but it's the word that I'm using, because it's like not like difficult is like a way you could describe it. But yeah, I guess most of what I notice is just like, I don't know, most of the gameplay still will always just be like running around and killing shit, and that's kind of it. So yeah, I guess we're chilling. Oh my god, you see how they treat me? 2,000 Kuva or a Forma blueprint. I guess this is like the low tier reward, so I'll take the 2,000 Kuva, whatever. Melee attack speed. Oh, kills grant 50 shields. You know I'm taking that. You know I'm taking enemies with melee weapons. You motherfucker. That's fine. And the reward is a built Forma over Vesper. Yeah, I'll take a built Forma every time. I always need more. I need a massive stockpile. I need to get a really... So here's the 6,000 Kuva or a built Forma. So yeah, that's kind of a shit tier, but to get 2 Forma, that's pretty crazy. So I guess we should just kill some enemies. Kind of lame. Like, I guess we need our Coda already, but what can I say, man? Bound to happen. Yeah, it's like oddly quiet on TikTok, but you know, appreciate everybody for stopping by. I guess we're chilling. Keep moving. Dude. I've been wondering. I've been, you know, with doing the 2 to 4 streams, I've been thinking about trying to do that as consistently as I can, and you know, I guess I've got some streams in the pipeline that I'm thinking about, so I'm working on some stuff right now. But yeah, I'm just glad. I'm appreciative that, like, you know, when I do the streams, like, there's a lot of people who are like watching them after the fact, and I, you know, when I I really, it's nice to see that, like, when I go and look at, like, the concurrent viewers and stuff, I'm like, dude, I guess everybody's just, like, sitting back and relaxing and just listening to me lose my mind. I guess that's always been my whole point, is, like, I think that the games that I play, like, the whole point is that they kind of stress you out enough that they're putting you in the flow state. Like, I will say that I'm probably, like, a very casual Warframe player. Like, I kind of have to be real with that, like, I definitely think that, the content that I play is mostly just what I get rewards for. Like, I get Archon shards, that's the stuff that I care about. I'm farming Kuva all the time, so that's, like, the only stuff that I'm really doing, but it makes stuff pretty simple. And also just, like, you know, farming built forma and stuff like that, and just getting a bunch of that stuff, because I know I'm always going to be making builds. So, like, accumulating a bunch of melee arcane adapters is, like, my main thing now, and getting a bunch of built forma as well. And, you know, going in and there's a couple weapons. There's still a few pistols that I don't have full builds on, and there's a few melee weapons that I need, like, 1 or 2 more forma to, like, put a Tennokai mod on there or something. But yeah, I guess most of, dude, like, I remember going through the melee list. I remember doing that and just being like, well, hang on, wait a minute. And I was very much like, okay, you know, every melee weapon is most defined by what type of melee it is from the very beginning. So, like, a Tonfa is kind of a Tonfa is a Tonfa. Like, they have the Sovereign Outcast stance, like, they have the good stances. They have the built-in slash rock. So there's just always certain weapons, like, I think that's why I never felt bad about using melee influence. It's like, there are certain weapons where I'm not going to use melee influence, just because, like, I enjoy that the weapon has this, like, these, like, built-in slash procs that you can build around like crazy. And, you know, it was easily delineated, and while like the number, like the ratio of influence weapons to non-influence weapons is still, like, incredibly skewed. Like, there's still an insane amount of influence weapons. That's more just because, like, yeah, the other build that I have is, like, a little restrictive. You know what I mean? Also, I don't think I'm going to be finding that second cache, or that second charge. It's probably, like, somewhere off in one of these side rooms, so I guess I give up on that. But I have enough of these arcanes now where I'm like, I guess I could collect them, but I don't really care, man. Like, I've done enough of these missions where I'm like, do I really want to run around and, like, hunt for it? And, you know, if I don't find it after a little bit, I'm like, well, I'm already going to fail it, and I kind of already wasted that time, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But whatever, man. Keep moving. I'm waiting for that Coda entrance. I don't know, man. It is a fun, like, it is just, like, the most, like, Kuva Lich farming is so fucking annoying. Like, doing Kuva Liches and Sisters of Parvos will always, for me, just be such a pain in the ass. Just, like, I can't do it, man. The whole, like, getting the sequence correct, and it's like you guess the order and stuff, and you have the Ool, and you're, like, trying to be efficient with it, and, like, trying to make use of each planet. It fucking kills me. It drives me crazy. But it's a pretty fast system, and that's why, like, when I do, like, I have a few Kuva Liches and Sisters of Parvos that I need to grind, because I was gonna get 60% on a couple weapons. I'm still looking for that. So I think Plinks is on that list, and Seer, and a couple other weapons. So yeah, I mean, the main thing that I notice is that I don't know, man. There's definitely, like, I feel like there are just, like, clear tiers for me, but I think, like, power, it's this weird thing where, like, I think there's a tier of weapons that I will never talk about, which is an interesting thing. Of, like, if you look at my rifle and my pistol tier list, like, the single Bolto, right? The single Comac. There are, like, variants of weapons, or, like, just weapons in general that I just do not use. So there is, like, a power threshold where, like, yeah, if a weapon doesn't meet a certain criteria, then I'm not really going to talk about it. But I feel like once, like, you can establish that criteria of, like, what am I actually playing? What do I actually, what content am I looking to play. Like, I think Archimedes for me has been like, oh shit, oh, all my builds are Archimedes builds, aren't they? Like, they're all designed with the randomizer in mind, so when Archimedes randomizes your build, it just doesn't matter. So it's just like any other mission. I'm like, oh wow, and like usually it's like, so there's what, 9 weapons total, 3 in each category. Generally I would say about maybe 5 or 6 of them are really goated. So there are certain situations where I don't get a good weapon in a single category. Like, there are definitely moments, but generally what I've noticed is that I always have a goated melee weapon, and I always have a super powerful primary weapon, or projectile weapon. So either my primary or my secondary has a really awesome weapon that I already use regularly in the randomizer and already does a shit ton of damage. So yeah, that's kind of where I was at with that. Is just like, I guess you could say also Circuit, although I think Circuit's kind of built to work with even the shittiest setup you have. Like, for me, like, dude, doing like solo circuits was like such a breeze. It was so much fun. It was actually like, it was a grind, but it was like one of the most fun grinds. And I got really, bro, I could tell you, when I was like really obsessed, I could tell you where all the spawns were for the fucking the little shiny bits. Oh my god, man, I was in the trenches, bro. So I'm sure some of you guys can relate. Did I kill? Yeah, I did kill. Okay, sweet. Built Forma. Sorry, Vosfor. I could burn some Acolyte Arcanes. I could take a look at how many Acolyte Arcanes I have. 350 Scaldra troops. Fuck, man. Damn. That's ruthless, and we still have not seen the Lich. So I guess we're getting completely shafted.
Your weapons
All right.
make music.
Excuse me, chill.
And the enemy calls for a song.
I think we're good. I think what is it? 165 enemies. Fuck off. And some of these guys are tech rot, right? I don't even think that's 350 Scaldra. I guess I don't need to spam this, so I probably shouldn't. Have I used Vesper the entire game? Maybe I could spam them with a little bit of Vesper gameplay. Not too much. I just need to land a single headshot every once in a while, and then I'm totally fine. So yeah, maybe I'll be rocking. I don't know. You'll have to see. Nice. I do love exploding cars. That is always fun, dude. Yeah, seems pretty straightforward to me. Oh goodness. Can I gas this dude? I don't think I can. Oh, excuse me. Apologies, chat. Wait, dude, was that the fire proc from my companion? What the dude, were you on the fucking armored personnel train, whatever you call that? Oh my god. Yeah, my boy's got the beef. I mean, he's got negate on there. He's got the double bond buff. That's the main one that I have, is reinforced bond and tenacious bond. Oh, you son of a bitch. Come on, I need to land some hits. I guess I could potentially do this. I might be able to land some headshots. Yeah, I just need to land a single headshot and then they should all die, so that's pretty good. Maybe we should have done Vesper in the thumbnail, but I'm glad I'll get to show it off this late. But
Scaldra on high alert. Your window of opportunity to get into the
oh,
cache
what?
is
It's
closing.
tiny.
Find
Look at the
thermal
radius on this thing. Did they all like spawn on the rooftops? Look at this. How big is this radius? What the what the? Oh, there's Easter eggs. What the fuck? Wait, no, these are balloons. Excuse me, those are balloons. I thought those were Easter eggs. I thought that was like an Easter, but never mind. That's a balloon. Apologies, chat. I was like, what? They did like an Easter thing? Oh my god. Oh, you son of a bitch. Look at this double ice globe. Oh, you fucking dick. Love that gas proc. Oh, and then I'm just getting a bunch of cold Exim assault. What is going on, man? Wait, so the area is this small, so it's got to be like over here. Yeah, it's got to be okay. Well, I guess I redeemed myself with like the easiest cash you've ever seen, so. Chilling here, looking pretty good. Okay, nice. I guess I can just keep moving. Okay. All right. Yeah, you run into the Scaldra problem. I mean, this is also just the exterminate problem that I'm like killing stragglers and shit. Ooh, look at that gas proc. Doesn't matter though. This guy's a normal enemy, so I can kind of just pop him. Oh, do they drop like a bunch of Eximus? Is that the gimmick? Is this guy healing off of that gas cloud? Yeah, he's healing off of these. Honestly, chat. Oh, I don't even have Roar active either. He's got bad vibes. Honestly, if I'm being real, he's got bad vibes. He's got to go. You've been accused of the crime of bad vibes, and yep, you got to be sentenced to death. I mean, oh, what the fuck? That's not what I want. All right, come on, man. I got to find more Scaldra. You guys are all stragglers at this point. You guys are all making me look like a goober. I'm killing like single enemies at a time. This is not what gas is for. This is not what my baby boy is for. Right. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a gas stand now. I mean, it's only a few weapons, but when it works, it works. I still use it on... What is it? I still use it on... there's a couple melee weapons that have built-in toxin damage, so you have to use gas. And it's really strong there, so that's the main place I use it. Okay, there's a pretty good gas proc. I like that. But yeah, the unfortunate thing... I guess the unfortunate thing for my own skill is that, yeah, if I fail to land a headshot for 6 seconds, then it's just a fucking pistol, and then I suck at the game even more, so that is a little bit sad. Oh, I feel my companion not being alive. That's kind of raw. I hate that. All right. Yeah, I gotta say, this does happen to me. I feel like this is gonna be a double acolyte situation. Am I aiming right of every single enemy in the entire game? Is that what's going on? Yeah, look at this. The gas proc not really doing as much work against my boy over here. So you're kind of managing differently against different enemies, but I feel like that's always been something that people can do pretty well. You know, there's... Oh, where are you, dude? Nah, you're chill. You know, I think everybody's very adept at like understanding each faction and how to deal with the different enemies in the faction, and like, you know, there are still kind of like mini boss class enemies that you have to deal with. Like, I think Cascade is literally that. You're fighting shit tons of mini bosses constantly, and yeah, while you can nuke them pretty easily with the most basic setup, like, ooh, nice. While you can nuke them pretty easily, I still think that, like, I would consider them differently. Although I think Thrax is probably the weakest. I do think that, yeah, I mean, like, I guess you deal with them differently, and it's cool that, like, the Entrati laboratories and the fucking 1999, like, those enemies do have, like, pretty dangerous guys to deal with. And yeah, I'm not counting, like, liches and stuff like that, but you get what I mean. Alright, chill. No. Failure. Not chill at all. Not chill at all. Look at this chat. Pissing me off. Alright, still chilling. 7:45. Yeah, we've got a couple more rounds, potentially. Alright, chill. Be patient. Oh my goodness. Shout out lower stuff. Any that can toxin proc is boss level, yeah. True, true. Yeah, definitely, like, Archimedias exist for that reason. Unfortunately, this toxin proc is a joke against Inaros, but, yeah, and with a lot of builds, yeah, especially in Archimedia, yeah, a Venomous Eximus or whatever, that dude will make your life very miserable, so, great take. Well said. Although, dude, I'll tell you what, I've said it before, I'm the quickest operator swap in the West. Nobody's better at swapping into the operator for the instant heal. So there have been situations where I've saved my life many times where my squad mates did not, so Sometimes I'm quick enough on the draw that I can actually survive, but there are definitely moments where I am not. So I love getting beefed for a zillion damage, but I should be able to full heal off of that. Yeah, if I can full heal, then we're chilling. I just tap the 2. Also, I haven't been casting my 4. I maybe I should do that a little bit. Oh, he's cooked. Okay, look at that. We got a Dedicant. We strip his armor. We'll come around here for some of this action. Chill. Nice and easy. Oh, wait. We should still have a shit ton more enemies, don't we? We should have a bunch more. Oh, my goodness. Look at all these mercies. This is what I mean. Is like, this is the only time I ever actually mercy kill an enemy. Is like, if it's a fucking Dedicant. Like, when Dedicants in normal missions are just, like, the best. They're so satisfying. Because, you get a little bit of impact on them, and they're feeling juicy. They're feeling, like, primed and just ready to be stabbed. And I am ready for it every single time. Alright, come on, man. Yeah, get out of here. Okay, goodbye. Get out of here, man. Alright. Do we still have more enemies? I did snag the roar in time. We should have a few more enemies, but not too many. Yeah, we got a couple loose ends we gotta clean up apparently, but still chill. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, bro, I've been like needing to farm Coda. I still just need the eyeball. That's the only one I don't have, and I feel like once I get the eyeball, then I'm kind of chill. So, I'll see if I want to spam a bunch of Coda after that. But, oh, am I gonna get another Acolyte spawn? Yup, and it's Malice. I love that. I'm gonna kill some more of these guys. All right, chill. Should I just slap him? I think I should just sentence him. I think he deserves this. He showed up once before, and he shunned away my advances. So this is round 2. This is what you get. He deserves it, man. Nobody. I mean, there's a couple that maybe deserve it more, but he still. Yeah, he still definitely deserves it. So, yeah, get fucked. Honestly, man, it's necessary. It's very cathartic. Oh, you're silly. Goodbye. Okay. And there you go. Okay, so it's 7:48. Yeah, I guess we'll take it a little bit longer. We should have a couple more missions in us, and we'll swap it around. I guess I'm going through it pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, how many missions is it? I mean, I didn't even finish this mission. I should look at the other ones. This is 350 Scaldra. 500 enemies with abilities. Okay, perfect. So I'll finish the 350 Scaldra, and then we'll swap for the enemies with abilities. So I'll have to actually choose, and then fucking 300 containers. Oh my god. Do I do it? That's just a shit ton of like exterminate missions. I don't think that's too crazy, but yeah, I guess we just gotta get into it. So all right, we should be reset now. I need to swap some stuff around, but let's do it. All right. Oh wait, no. Yeah, it's Trojan Tracker and Worm Away. And then I can throw in a heart cell. I could potentially snag myself a heart cell, but I don't really need heart cells anymore. I have enough to buy 60s of whatever I want. But yeah, I guess I don't know, man. Like, I do think like Coda is just a fun thing to farm. Like, I'm debating. I'm like, I don't need heart cells. I'll get all the fucking whatchamacallits. I'll get all the what am I trying to say? The ephemera and stuff. I don't really care about the posters or the floofs. I'm sure I'll collect a decent amount, but whatever, man.
Underestimate them at your peril.
I gotta just play a Scaldra survival a little bit better, apparently, but yeah, 500 enemies with abilities. That's very gamer. Oh, I love this. I love when they do this. Yeah, this is sick. Wait, I did pick a Scaldra Exterminate, didn't I? Why did I pick a Scaldra Exterminate? I didn't need to pick a Oh, no, I did. I need to kill Scaldra. Yeah, so... Oh, is this the test? Is this where I just allow the Babaus to spawn and I just don't go in the Scaldra area? This might be the test. where I just try to keep up DPS. Although I don't think I can do it on Scaldra. I don't think I can actually deal enough damage. So maybe I just stay up here where the Scaldra still spawn. Yeah, this is just a starter room. So the Scaldra... Wait. No, this is a Scaldra room. No, you can still have life support towers here. So I guess I'll just chill here and hope that influence is good enough to make it work. But I should probably pack this in, get this started, and I guess I'll just spam some Babao and see how successful I am. Alright, let's do it. Chill. Be patient. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna just be spamming nothing but influence, and I'm gonna probably need the KPMs if I want to make it work, so... Definitely a little bit too crazy, but, I gotta say, man. It's always a fun showcase. You know, I try to show off the weapons that I'm playing, and I'm amazed that it took me this long to actually just be like, oh, I'll just spend more time with each run. I'll swap runs based on time instead of mission. I feel really stupid, but yeah, just to do like 2 runs, that's it. 2 different roles, see what I get. And I've been thinking I might do more primes, just because, like, I don't know. I'll have to see, but there's only like a certain number of new frames. Like, there's definitely a lot more primes, but I feel like the list may be kind of similar. This is kind of crazy, though. What are these guys doing spawning so much? I've noticed this happen where they start to spawn more, like, the further you get in. I feel like that may be a stupid thing to say, that, like, yeah, the higher the disinfection level, the quicker they spawn. But, oh, yeah, these guys are cooked. Yeah, this is goofy. And we're chill. Give me a heart cell. Give me a heart cell, you fuck. We just influence this guy. I get he's lifted, so he's feeling silly. Yeah, it's weird to get like all the DPS status effects, and then ooh, we're already at 250. Dude, we're chilling. All right, gaming. Nice and easy. Okay, keep moving. Max it out, and then you chill. Okay. I don't know. Did we even see the Babaos? Where's the fucking Babaos? I thought they were supposed to come to me. Are they gonna chill over there? Or is he gonna spawn? No, I have to go to him? Oh, fuck off. The Babao isn't even gonna, like, walk to me? Ugh, God. Well, I guess I have to suffer. Come on, dude. Just teleport to me.
30 seconds and
just give me free life support. That's all I want. I only need a few more Scaldra kills. I don't think it's too many. I'm kind of itching to grab that Thermian RPG, but yeah, we're at 300 of 350, so maybe the Babaos will come to me, but I guess we'll have to find out. I don't think so. I think they're going to be total spoil sports. They're going to be so coy and shy. They don't want to meet me. They don't want to introduce themselves. I'm pissed off, man. I'm going to start raging. That's the right. That's the right response, right, guys? Also, I think I'm spawning too many tech rod, but yeah, I also need to just be casting my 2 a little bit more often. I think it is pretty maxed out to cast it, but yeah, we got the worst Scaldra spawn in the world, so moving pretty quick. I'm liking this. Oh, we get a movement speed buff. I keep forgetting. We get a movement speed buff from the dual Viciss, so that should be actually making us move faster, but yeah, I can group up these enemies like crazy. This is nuts.
Getting toxic out there. Hurry.
That's nuts. Yeah, I don't have that much range. It's mostly just the travel speed that you can make up for the loss or the lack of range in other ways. But yeah, that's a lot of DPS. That's kind of goofy. So should we confront all these Babaos? There must be like 3 Babaos or something down there. 2 Babaos maybe. All right, chill. Yeah, we've killed enough Scaldra. Let's head down and say hello to our friends. They deserve to finally meet us. Where are these guys? We've got 3 down here. Yes. Okay. So maybe I'll just nuke with a little bit of this. I'm feeling like they're looking kind of goofy right now.
Extraction is ready.
All right. Yeah, and you can't stab them, so you just have to DPS them. Ooh, look at this. They're kind of slowing down a little bit.
4 levels critical.
Yeah, let me see if I can buff these guys. Because that's the interesting thing. Is like, oh, this is a leech Eximus? Is he healing?
Head directly
4%.
Do not pass go.
That's pretty
Do
dangerous.
not
A
collect
Leech
your
Eximus
dollars.
as a Babao can kind of suck, but we get Mania. Ooh, we get Mania. I like that. Where's Mania? Boop. There's a couple hits. Yeah, there you go. There's the third hit. That's the one you need. Okay, chill. Alright, let's see if we can actually kill this guy. Oh, look at that. That sucks. Wow, I guess that would have been a problem, huh, Chad, if I actually met him? Yeah, this guy's got quite a lot of shields, Chad. I mean, I've got magnetic on him, so quite a dangerous enemy. I don't think there's any. Yeah, double leech, another leech. Wow. Yeah, I maybe would have had a bad time with these guys, but you'll have to let me know. Oh, but this guy's getting nuked. What the fuck? What the hell? And another leech. Wow. Do they just always show up as? And this guy's getting nuked as well. Were they like healing him or something? What the hell is going on? Chad, I'm lost. You're gonna have to enlighten me on that one, but hey, we still finished it. We'll get the steel essence, get the hell out of here. That's kind of all I care about. Wait, are we getting like a shit ton of Coda spawns as well? I feel like we're actually getting a bunch, so still chilling, I guess. I don't know, man. Ooh. Enemies with abilities. Ooh, God. It should just be a tech rot mission. I think I'll be fine. I'm a little bit worried, but I hope I get a good roll. I think we're fine. I have faith. Whew. I guess this will be the test. Let's see what we get. It is an annoying mission, but I think for a lot of people that's like the easiest one ever. I don't think that's much work. Oh, that one I don't want. Triggering a status rock to reload the triggering bullet into the clip. Oh, that's nuts. Allied specters, yeah, fuck off. All right. And then this is just awful. All right. I'll take that, and then here we go. We've got to actually make a choice, I think. It's crazy. I have to actually make a decision to succeed. Mag Ember. Okay. Well, there you go. That'll be quite the showcase, right, chat? I do love my Ember build. Purgator 1. That's fucking sick. Tysis. Oh, pretty cool. And then finally, Coda Motovore. Look at that. What a loadout. What a setup we've got going. Spamming a lot of Ember will be very interesting because Ember, super ability spam frame. Like, I really need to be keeping all my shit active to play it properly. So we'll see how it plays in like an exterminate or like a Legasite capture or something. But I've been thinking I might just run a single survival for 500 kills. I don't think it should be too crazy, so let's do the builds. Classic setup, double Tau Forge red, but that's it. Just 2 Tau Forge reds for power strength. I've got casting speed, I've got energy max, and I've got effectiveness on energy orbs. And I think the only time I am actually using Arcane Energize, I think. I've got some efficiency, I've got prime flow, so I've got a pretty huge energy reserve to benefit from Arcane Energize, so I can really manage my energy pretty well. And that's kind of it. Is I was like, oh, to do the build properly, I am basically just spamming Inferno like 24/7, just keeping this at like a zillion percent, like immolation meter. It increases your immolation meter, so you actually want your immolation meter to be building up like instantly. You want it to be at 90% like all the time, because there's this threshold where it doesn't like drain energy, but drain in keys per second. You know, that's a little bit dangerous, but yeah, I guess I'll have to just get into it to show it. I mean, I have the healing flame augment, which is the main reason that the build works the way it does, is no other survivability except for giving myself a bunch of overguard. So I've got maximum of 122 overguard per hit. So you can see that I don't really have a lot of Archon shard space, so that's kind of the number that I was able to hit. I've been thinking about replacing Streamline with a little bit more power strength, because it is more efficient. Like, I want more overguard versus more abilities, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with the abilities costing a bit more, because I just need a little bit more overguard. So I would say I'm gonna swap that and see what kind of adjustments it makes. But yeah, these are like minute little changes that I make to manage the efficiency and stuff like that. And I think it's a pretty ability spam build, so that's why I have Energize, but one of the few situations that I do. But next up, a classic, probably something I'll be spamming a lot. Purgator 1, let's do the meme. Serration, semi-rifle cannonade, and primary merciless. These are all the same types of damage on top of gun condition overload as well. So, you know, those are diminishing returns like crazy, but it's just internal bleeding for the bullet damage. And then when you kill an enemy, it creates a gas cloud, as if, you know, you had a super duper maxed out gas proc. So it's a very, very powerful ability. I know a lot of people don't like this weapon. I also have prime sniper ammo mutation. This is essentially maybe not mandatory, but in terms of ammo efficiency, it is pretty necessary that I'm trying to be limited with when I'm using this gun, because I need to be killing, you know, I need to be refunding a bunch of ammo, but I am getting the full ammo. So when it's at 92%, it means that if you're getting like 2 ammo per pickup or like 3 ammo per pickup, you'll still get the full amount from a pistol ammo. So it will be very helpful on a weapon like this. And, you know, you have the clip and then the almost 2 extra clips in the reserve. So, yeah, pretty easy though. Pretty simple. Just cannonade. I guess I should mention cannonade is locking the fire rate. So internal bleeding is always 75%. So, you know, you add multi-shot into that and you're getting some pretty criminal numbers. And then Coda Tysis has been a definite favorite of mine. Yeah, dude, I just, oof. I think the thing about this is that it has built-in corrosive. It's just a pistol. It's got a very fast fire rate and a very fast reload speed, so I can just dump it. I can dump it like crazy. I got 18 shots in the mag, so pretty easy to use. It'll create like a lingering damage effect. I don't give a fuck about that damaging effect. I just have blast and electricity, and it's, you know, stripping armor as well. So I should show the stats. 26% corrosive, 25% magnetic, 15% electricity, and 49.9% blast. So a ton of status effects. This guy is a priming monster. But also just deals a zillion damage. It is still functional as a DPS as well. And then here we go. Coda Motovore. 60% electricity again. This is a swinging influence weapon. So I've got Carnus Mandible giving me the status chance increase. And if I look at the stat spread, it's 13% electricity and 48% slash. So quite a skew towards slash. I am buffing that with Galvanized Elementalist. So quite a criminal setup, but yeah, dude, this has been a favorite of mine. Very fun to play. I think mostly what I notice about this one is obviously you have the spin to win, Shattered Village. You just go crazy. Does a lot of damage. You get some pretty good damage increases on the initial hit, but then the follow-up hits are only 50% damage. So yeah, it's just straight up spin to win, super easy to use. So let's get moving. I gotta sneeze potentially, but I think I can survive. Yeah, that's it. I should, if I'm lucky, then I can manage it. I should be able to kill 500 enemies pretty quickly. So we've got Worm Away, and we've got my boy in here, and then that's it. Let's get going. Excuse me. Let's get some water, but I guess I just sit back, enjoy ourselves a little bit. I think part of, you know, I do think of myself as a casual Warframe gamer. Yeah, granted, yeah, I could call myself endgame or whatever, but dude, I log into Warframe to farm whatever I need, and I'm never really going super hard into it. Like, it's a way to like prevent burnout, you could say, but it's also just like, this is how I kind of play lots of games. Like, I'm swapping between games. I'm playing them when I'm excited about them and stuff like that. And so I'm a huge game swapper. I'll have games in rotation basically. Like I'll swap between them every once in a while, but oh, this is stupid. Don't I have a bunch of attack speed modifiers? Oh, this is yeah, I think a mirror is giving me an absurd amount of attack speed. Oh, this is goofy. All right, I need some. Oh, I'm at max energy. Okay, that's sick. All right, let's hit this then. And I'm gonna see if I can do the meme. There's a trick. There's a very simple trick that you have to pull with Ember to make the Ember build work, and if you can do it successfully, then you're chilling. So I'm gonna try and keep these guys in one of these main rooms. I'm fine with them coming through this hallway, but what I want to do is hit this, and then I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna use all my energy, like literally all my energy. And then I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to start gaining some overguard. And then it's going to build up faster, and then I accumulate more energy. So I have 4 casts of my 4. So I can kind of use this, but you can see my gauge is already building up too slow. So I need to hit that 4 again, and then I need to hit this 3 again, and now you can see the gauge is already building up too slow. So I have to hit the 4 a bunch, do like 3 times maybe, and then we hit the 3 again. Still not building up fast enough, so we need to hit it again. Yeah, you see the gameplay. You see the moves. I'm going to keep this active, but I think we should be good as a good start. I am feeling the efficiency a little bit, but I'm getting a little bit better overguard as well. Do I want to pop those life supports, or do I guess I could probably. I might keep those there, just in case. I really don't need to be spinning to win. Alright, we're at the max. Yeah, you just want to get it to 90, but you don't want to keep it at 90. And yeah, the 3 will cost energy too, but it's better than keeping it at 90. So I want the 4 to be decently high so that I can keep burning this, but I am at a decent threshold. I want to wait for the energize timer to reset and hit this. Yeah, I'm kind of watching the energy income. There's the energize timer, so that's a lot of energy. Holy shit. Yeah, I need to hit that, and then I might as well burn some energy while I'm here. I guess it makes it cheaper as well. Nah, I'm gonna actually just leave the life support. I'm gonna just kill the enemies with fire, and then we should be fine. I want to see if it gives me enough KPM by just like running around with Ember. Because this is a little bit of a situation where it matters. Oh, this guy's just gonna be motherfucker. I'll do the standing combo. Oh, he's a Frost Eximus? Oh, he's gonna be dead. Yep, he's cooked. Alright, goodbye. Alright. So that'll give us some life support potentially, but I want to kind of keep them in more of these open rooms. Because, like, if they're in this big open room, then yeah, I can snag like 5 or 6, maybe 10. We're at 30,000 overguard, so yeah, I feel like that extra strength is coming in clutch. And you get a good range on it as well. I know it's got some like weird line of sight stuff, but we're actually starting to build up the meter fast enough, so I'm getting to a good ratio. I got 1 second left on the energized timer. Alright, get another one going. Hit this. Okay, yeah, we're getting close. 140. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Keep moving. We'll hit this into this. Okay, perfect. 150. That's already at 90 again. Beautiful. Already at 90 again. Oh, my boy's living? My boy's alive and thinks he's slick? No, I cannot allow this. This guy thinks he's super cool. He thinks he's hot shit, and I gotta prove him wrong. I gotta show you that a Babao is not really a good test subject. Babao Eximus. I mean, yeah, when you get him to like 220, you know, you're like max mastery, you get that shit real high. It can be a little bit dangerous, but, you know, there's some interest to be had between the different enemies that you can use as a test. Like, generally, dude, if I see somebody using like Gokstad officers or like heavy gunner Eximuses, like the Orcan, the corrupted heavy gunner Eximus, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a, if I'm doing like a test against trash mobs, I'll do it against those guys. But I use Dedicants and Babaos a little bit more. I think that, I don't know, I go back and forth. I think like you know, they have obviously like Dedicants have the armor, they have the necromech mechanics where like you shoot them in the stomach and they'll get like a multiplier on the stomach. The stomach is a head and the back canister is a head, so it's like a necromech in that way, where like the giant broccoli head is not their head. So if you're shooting the head, then you're actually doing nothing. But or if you're shooting the broccoli, then you're doing nothing. But I need to get rid of this guy, and then all of them should die. Oh, we got 2 of them? Oh, you motherfucker. Don't treat me like this, man. Don't do this to me, game. We gotta keep this active as well, but I think we're doing decent. I got 40,000 overguard. That's pretty sick. I mean, none of these guys can hit me. I've thought about standing still, dude. Sometimes I think about that. Just straight up standing still, but so far I'm chill. 200 kills. Going pretty slow. This is gonna take quite a while, but I guess this is a pretty maxed out. If you're gonna get a good setup, this would be a good setup. But you can see we've basically got infinite energy. This is like the perfect ratio. This is exactly where I want it to be, where I am at like half energy all the time. That's kind of the secret. Oh, I missed it, Corpsey Clown. What's up, bro? Dedicated are tanky, but influence kind of negates their defense. Yeah, true. Yeah, I know that Babao can be a little bit dangerous as well. Apologies, Corpsey Clown. I saw you pop in. And I missed it earlier, so appreciate you stopping by. So I got a little yappy there, but yeah, it's you know when the stream is oddly quiet, then I end up being a way more of a yapatron. So appreciate you stopping by. Dropping some likes as well. Yeah, you're good, bro. Yeah, I try to tell people like, hey, if I missed your chat, then just send the chat again and be like, hey, you missed this, and then send the chat again so I can just read it, so I don't have to, because it's mostly just I realized it was like having to look through the chat and see if I missed something. Like, you just repost what you said and be like, hey, you missed this, and then just be like, here's what I said. And I was like, that helps me out a lot. You can see it, like, dude, I kind of like lock in. Yeah, I use the term ADHD gameplay a little bit, but I feel like the ADHD allegations, I'm not beating them very well. I may not get diagnosed, but I may look silly regardless. Not that like ADHD makes you look silly, but I get the eyes. I already know the drill. Yeah, appreciate it. 1.4 thousand likes. Oh my god, that's nuts, man. Thank you. Dude, that's don't hurt your thumb. That's what I gotta say. Like, you know, people, they'll be like, God, that was a struggle getting all those likes, and I'm like, thank you so much, but it's a sacrifice that I'll always be thankful for, right, chat? Oh, look at this. Look at the meter. Dude, we're doing good. We're doing good. Look how quickly the meter fills back up. That's perfect. That's where you want it. I'm at 44,000. Am I at max overguard? I think I might be at max. No, I can get a little bit higher. Oh, this is maximum gaming, dude. We're at a good place. This is right where you want the Ember build to be. This is how Healing Flame works, is that you get to a certain threshold and a certain rhythm of spamming 4 and 3, and that's kind of it. Oh, am I just tapping this dude with only Ember and my companion? That's fucking nuts. I just tapped the Babao with like only Ember fire. That is just nuts. Like, my companion has fire damage as well, so I'm curious to know if like that was adding a bunch of power. But this is like, I'm in flow state. And I think this is what I realized is, like, you know, for me to do like solo randomizer void cascade is like being in the flow state for like, what is it, 2 hours? I was doing the math and I was like, when I do a solo cascade and I'm using the randomizer, it's generally like the same time as the survival. So like 5 rounds of cascade is still 25 minutes. And I was like, that's a bit of a grind. You need 107 exolizers, which is like 26 or 27 rounds basically. So that's quite a bit of needing to lock in. And what I also say is people always respond by saying, oh, just take a break. And I'm like, bro, do you know how much worse I am after like take a break and eat ice cream and shit? Like, dude, the reason I take a break is to like be done with what I was doing. Like, that's why I fucking locked in with Soulframe like crazy. Because yeah, you play a mission and then you're done, and then you play a mission and then you're done. It's a persistive world. Look at this. I'm not even bothering with my weapons. This is actually crazy. Maybe Ember Healing Flame should have been the title and thumbnail, but I'm glad it's for the back catalog, or the back half, so you guys get the special treatment. This is nuts. I mean, I'm literally just going back and forth 3-4, 3-4 over and over, and that seems to be all that I need. It like brings the timer back up to where it was. This is just nuts. I'm gonna be out of here real quick. Did we have the second acolytes? Can I not press tab? I cannot press tab. That's weird. Okay. Still looking chill. I seem to be picking up too many orbs. Speak of the devil. Can I kill him with this? Was that the fucking... This is the fire ticks. This is just fire ticks, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? Are you serious? This is a joke. This is goofy as fuck, dude. I'm literally just a caster. Apparently I'm the best caster frame builder in the world. Apparently I'm goated as fuck. I did not realize. Damn. Dude, this is making me want to spam Healing Flame more. I'm out of energy, but I think I can gain a bunch of that back real quick. I want to see how fast I can gain back a bunch of energy. But dude, I have the ability to spam my weapons. This is like absurd. This is way too powerful. I guess that's just the power of like Roar with Ember, maybe, is what I would say. But dude, I've got fucking 48,000 overguard. Yeah, all I'm doing is pressing 3 at this point, so I'll just continue to do that. Oh, I need 470. I need a few more kills. Oh, and I'm close to failing. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, there's some more. We're chill. I just need a few more kills. I need 20 more kills. All right, we're close. I've got a Babao that I can't kill, so I'll probably just kill this guy. All right, chill. Nice. Oh, we got 3%, 7%. Chill. Just be patient. Come on, give me the life support. 23%. Yes. Okay. That was quite a boost. Holy fuck, man. Okay, we need a few more kills. Do it. You're playing it risky, man. You're playing it extra risky.
There's no saving it now. Get out
490. Come on, man. Finish it out. Finish strong. All right, this is a race. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. 500. Okay, there we go. We're out of here. Dump a bunch of energy. Totally chill. All right, let's call it 11 minutes, 58 seconds. So we were at a pretty slow pace. I can't pause the gameplay, unfortunately, but we survived. Those were some nice Babao kills. Yeah, I didn't even bother. I didn't do shit, dude. I didn't bother with the life support. I just fucking allowed the Babao to spawn, and then I dealt with it there. So I think that's a maxed out setup. Like I said before, I'm content talking to myself. Like 80% of the time, I got a friend of me. And then he sends it again to make sure I saw it. Oh, I appreciate it, dude. Oh, that's hilarious. 3,000 likes. Oh my god, dude. Thank you for blowing it up. Yeah, I don't know. TikTok does this to me sometimes, where it'll just be extremely quiet. It's good to see. I mean, it's good to see. I'm like following a bunch of people, so I get to see the numbers and stuff. Yeah. Appreciate it, Corpsey. Yeah. Good to have somebody to chat with. I mean, the Thursdays are always a crazy one. Look at this. Built Forma. Oh my fucking god, I'm rolling in Forma, dude. This is crazy. 300 containers. What time are we at? 8:18. I've got a lot of time. Do I really break 300 containers? Fuck. I'm thinking. I'm debating. We got 40 minutes left in the stream. I guess I could do them as bounties potentially. Let me see what the bounty is real quick. Guess we're not changing. Let me see what the bounty is. I've got some Intrati bounties I need to do. Nobody on Twitch. No, there's a few people that are watching. The viewer numbers are different, but like sometimes the viewer numbers that I see on Streamlabs are not accurate. But yeah, that's what I realized is like, oh, it's a fucking Legacy capture. Ugh. I realized that like when I was looking at the analytics on my YouTube, I was like, oh, like a majority of my audience, yeah, just like the silent majority, like just kind of like I don't want to use the word lurkers, but just hanging out, just has the stream on, just listening and enjoying me yapping. So I was like, fuck yeah, I love it. It's kind of similar, I guess, like on the videos, like you get, there lots of people watch consistently, and that's the other thing is lots of people tune into my, like, a majority of my audience watches me after the fact. Like most of the people who watch my streams are watching them as VODs, where they just click around to the time codes and then can like see the build and then see the gameplay. So that was a crazy realization that like most of my analytics and like a crazy amount of my ad revenue too just comes from these like title and thumbnail streams where it's just like a randomizer setup and I just get to be like, oh, this frame and this weapon, boom, title and thumbnail. And then yeah, randomly people will enjoy it. I'll do that if I'm busy, but try interacting. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. That's the thing. It's just engagement is engagement. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. You know what I mean? So we got a shitty bounty there. All right, let's do some Intrati bounties. Let me at least burn some time, and then if we have some time left, then I'll break some containers. But I do feel like breaking containers is it's a little bit cringe. When I do it in my off time, I can do it very quickly, but it's kind of a pain in the ass other times. But let's buy our Voca. I should be at a good threshold now. I don't know exactly how many I have, but I think it's quite a bit. Hell, you missed me actually getting in VC? Oh, really?
Will there be anything else, Tenno?
When was that?
There we are then.
Yeah, I know recently, like, Harsh has been grinding Tridolons and stuff, and dude, I've been seeing the effort. That's some crazy shit. And like, they've been in the VC, and so like, I have to like approve people for the VC, but it takes a split second. But yeah, should I see how many Voca I have? 304. Okay, I'm back over 300. That's good. So if I ever need to do melee arcane adapters, then I can do it that way. If they ever release another update with so many fucking melee weapons that need arcane adapters, oh my god. Ooh, look at that. 60 decorations in an alchemy with Harsh and Lua. Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I know that, like, that is a Monday thing as well. I've thought about getting you guys in, but like, dude, on Mondays, yeah, like an hour and a half of the stream is just me talking about builds, like when I do the tier list and stuff. So if it was on a Monday, I know that was definitely a thing, but yeah, I missed that, unfortunately. All right, keep moving. Oh, you fuck. Oh god. Oh, and these guys, there's got to be something that counts as more of a decoration. I remember this bounty very well. Does this count as a decoration? Yes. Okay. Well, I guess settle in. I'm doing this for quite a while as I make my way to the other side of the fucking map. There's 32. Okay, we're chill. That was much easier. It was at like 2 a.m. my time. 2 a.m. your time. Wait, aren't you on the... What's your time zone? I thought you were... I thought... How much later are you watching this? Because if it was 2 a.m. your time, that still should have been... That still should have been pretty late for West Coast, if I'm thinking right. Maybe I'm forgetting which... God, I'm pretty good at remembering... I know Lua, I think, is... CST? If I remember right. But alright, let's get some stuff started. This is a little bit lame. 59 decorations. Wonderful. Chill. No energy. Wonderful. There's some energy. Beautiful. Oh, I haven't built it up at all. Ooh, look at this though. What a struggle. I'm a little bit down on energy right now, so I guess I'm potentially feeling not having Streamline in there just a tad. I'm at 90, so I should pop this. This will give me some overguard, get me started, build that back up. Yeah, I may start a little bit slower, but so far looking pretty good. I can just tap this when it's full. Oh, I should be popping this as well. Yeah, this seems like I've got too low enemy density to like properly make use of my abilities. Wow, that's kind of nuts. Yeah, I'm just not killing enough. I'm not seeing enough enemies to like properly make use of it. Central, you're 2 hours behind me. Okay. Yeah, if it was 2 a.m. then 2 a.m. your time is still like fucking midnight my time. But dude, yeah. That's the reason. If you're ever curious, yeah, I'm turning in for the night by that time. So that's yeah, you guys are up late sometimes, and I'm like, fuck. And then Lua wakes up at like 4 p.m. Like Lua's sleep schedule. I'm like, oh my god. That's like day and night don't even matter at that point. I'm a very circadian type dude. I run on very strict habits, and so yeah, I do the stream, and then I chill out, and then I go to bed, and yeah, I'm very prompt with it, very fast. I have insomnia, so yeah. Yeah, dude, you know, I have to take well, I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah, I have to take this medicine where if I don't take the medicine, then I'll just be awake for like 36 hours. I just won't sleep for a whole night. So there's been some scary moments. So I feel you on that, but my condition's a little bit different. It's not just straight up, insomnia. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it just means like you don't like. I know that like you can do sleep studies and stuff, but like understanding why someone has bad sleep schedule is just crazy. But yeah, I've always been like very strict that like I have to stop doing everything. Like I have to be either just like watching a podcast or like I play this game called Tap Ninja, which is just cookie clicker but like a little bit more complicated. I always stay awake till my body shuts down. Yeah, that's been my thing, is like if I did that I would just sleep. I would just never sleep. Like I literally have to like force myself to quiet down, and I know that doesn't work for everybody, but dude, I had to like there was this point where like if I stay up too late, then it like ruins my whole night. Like I really felt it. So I feel the sleep struggle. But yeah, definitely like the like the up playing Warframe, like doing that shit, like it was like a habit for me where like if I was up and like stimulated till too late at night, then I would just be stimulated for hours after that, and so it would just push the clock and push the clock and push the clock. Dude, what's the sleep schedule? Yeah, no, I think like good sleep schedule, like eating well and like working out every day has like saved me so much, and I'm like just like so much healthier now. Yeah, for me, I can just lay there for hours and hours and can't sleep. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's ways around it, but that'll be the biggest trouble for most people. And I do feel like, it does feel like a little bit of a feat. Like, you just, the longer you play, and, or like the longer you stay awake, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I really feel for you guys. Like, there's a time, yeah, I go crazy. Like if I don't take my medicine, I'm 72 hours in at a time. Still, why? Yeah, that's like a condition. Like, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's probably a reason for that, and that's the thing, is like understanding what that reason is. But like, yeah, like people should shut down. Like you should be like unconscious. You should be non-functional. So like, yeah, that's like a fucking neurological disorder. That's like way beyond just like insomnia. Yeah, it's like, bro, go to the fucking sleep doctor. 72 fucking hours. It's like, dude, yeah, if I don't take my medicine and I don't sleep for one night, then I feel like I'm going crazy for the next day. So like, bro, like, I know it's expensive as fuck, but like, dude, I'm telling you, that is way beyond unhealthy. Just gotta wait till my eyes can't stay open anymore to sleep. Yeah, fuck. Meme, yeah. My brain is extremely overactive. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, so the medicine that I take is classified as an antipsychotic. And it's like, some people take it for like, like bipolar, and like it's also like a drug for schizophrenia. So like, if I don't take that antipsychotic, then I literally will go crazy all night. Like, I'm talking like, you can infer what you will. I've mentioned it in other videos. I've mentioned it a long time ago. I have a video about it. But yeah, like if I don't take that medicine, then I just don't sleep at all. So like I feel that. But like that's what I mean, where like it's beyond extremely overactive. Like 72 hours is like unhealthy and like dangerous for the body. That's what I mean, is like at that point the sleep is impacting the body, which is impacting the sleep, right? Like at a certain point you feel so shitty that it becomes harder to sleep. Like what you learn is like when you are doing bad, like the first thing that goes is your sleep, and then once the sleep goes, then it's a treadmill, and it's a feedback loop, and it compounds on itself, and then it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And that's what I notice, is like immediately the first problem I have is like my sleep is ruined, and then I won't sleep for a night, and I'm like, okay, I gotta figure this out, because yeah, once the sleep goes, then it's kind of game over. Yeah, medicine just makes me feel like I'm just a viewer in my life. Yeah, that's what I mean, is like there are some neurological medicines that just don't work, but I'll tell you what, or they make you feel crazy. But yeah, I mean, like, I'll tell you what, like, I have the lowest dose possible for this drug, and this is the most mild version, so it took me a lot of therapy. Fuck off, dude. Just give me enough energy for a split second. Like, it took me a lot of therapy as well to just be like, to quiet it down. But yeah, like, dude, if your sleep is that bad, like, dude, that's not just fucking insomnia, dude. Like, that shit's serious. That shit's dangerous, and is probably like a detriment to your life in many ways. And like I said, it like fucking compounds on itself. Now I know why you use the randomizer. Yeah, that's so true. I got a prescription for something else that apparently can help with sleep, but I hate medication, so I haven't even tried it. Yeah, and the thing is that sleep medication can be like habit forming. And like if you don't, as soon as you stop taking the medication, then you don't sleep. But like, yeah, if I stop taking my medication, I'm gonna have way bigger problems than just like not sleeping. So it's like, yeah, in a certain regard, like neurological medication will always have that like, yeah, there are people with ADHD where if they don't take Adderall, which is a fucking, yeah, it's like a form of amphetamines, then they like don't function. And like, yeah, you're gonna have fucking withdrawals. But like, which would you rather have? Would you rather be awake for 72 hours? Or would you rather know that you can't sleep without this medication? Like that, I answered that question a long time ago when like the single night that I don't take my medication, I'm like freaking out and I feel horrible and it like ruins the next day. And I'm just in like my mind is in a completely different space. And like, that's just purely because the medicine is therapeutic in a way, and you'll always have some kind of problem like if you go off of something that's therapeutic to your body, and that's just hard to get around. Like, I'm not living, I'm just a witness. Yeah, they're probably giving you some like super high dose, like absurdly criminal, like I'm telling you, there's neurological medication is like insanely fucking complicated. And yeah, like when you're talking about changing the brain's chemistry, like it takes a lot of work. It's never just one medication. Like I was on antidepressants for a while. I was on a bunch of different kinds of antidepressants, and they fucking ruined my life. Like I was having like heart palpitations. So like I take this shit very seriously. That like, dude, if you have a neurological condition that's making you stay up for 72 hours, it's gonna take like 3 or 4 months to like figure out something that works. It's never easy. It's never the first solution. The first solution is always at like a crazy high dose too. Like I had a friend who was like bipolar and had manic episodes, and they put him on this like lithium shit, and they said it like, he said it like it felt like his brain was fried and that he like couldn't think properly. Like he felt like he was walking through glue. Like I don't know what it is, but like, yeah, I had to like work with my doctor a lot to figure out a medication that like would help me and not like ruin my life. So like that, the struggle is real, but like not sleeping for 72 hours is not fucking haha funny. That's like, bro, holy shit, that's fucked. Like holy fuck. Well, I do have underlying conditions I don't want to discuss. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like it's yeah, it's like there's insomnia where it's like, okay, I don't sleep, and then there's like, holy fuck, that's, I feel for you. Like that's scary and that's hard. Yeah, like that's hard to deal with. My brother was diagnosed with ADHD and was put on Adderall. He was 10 or 11, and my mom regrets letting him take it. Yeah. Mother absolutely despised it. Yeah, but like my friend Dane, who has a YouTube channel, who streams, like he's like, dude, if I don't have that shit, I don't function. So like it's always different for every other person. Like, and yeah, neurological medicine is so much, it's so fucking complicated, dude. So like that's what I mean. Yeah, emotional mental condition that probably makes it hard to treat. Yeah, but that's what I mean, is if it is something like that, then it's never gonna be an easy solution. It's gonna take you months. It's gonna be like an arc of your life. It's gonna be like a season of your life. That's what it was for me. And like, yeah, my condition is like, I made a video about it so that I could talk about it in that video and not like have to bring it up in every stream. So it does exist. I don't know, it's in my featured videos playlist if you want to look for it. But yeah, like I've known a lot of people that like you can tell when they're not taking their medicine. And yeah, like granted, the people that I knew were like fucking manic bipolar, so like when they didn't take their medicine, it was like a danger to like me and like my other coworkers. So I have like a little bit of underlying trauma about just like fucking, you know, personality problems and like those types of stuff. So like those types of disorders and like just having your brain feel fucked up just feels horrible. As far as you highlighted, very similar to my brother, saying that I feel like he couldn't control his body, like he was trapped. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like medicine that affects your brain is really, really fucking dangerous. It's really, really crazy and can be scary at times and should be taken very seriously. But if you have a good doctor, that's the thing. If you have a good psychiatrist that will like take the time and like when I first was diagnosed, like my psychiatrist was also my therapist, because like the condition was like both needed talk therapy and like cognitive behavioral therapy, and also needed like severe medication. And like, you know, there was like some, you know, environmental factors that played into it. But yeah, it was like a lot of talking, a lot of shit. I don't think it's funny, but yeah, but like, you know, like it's one of those things where like, you know, like not being able to sleep is like, oh yeah, it's like we can all relate, right? But it's like, yeah, when you say 72 hours, that scares me, bro. That freaks me out really bad. And then you say I'm still wide-eyed. Yeah. Oh my God. That shook me, dude. I'm like, bro, I was like living I was like freaking out vicariously through you. I was like, oh my God, like, dude, I know that you're like, it's like you're like used to it and you've managed it for a while, but also I'm like, oh my fucking God, I feel for you. That's so scary. So, oh my God, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you can figure it out, but just know that like, I can tell you from personal experience that like I went to college and I dropped out of college because of the medicine I was taking partly, and it was like fucking up my life, and like my heart was having problems, and like I didn't have an appetite, and like, yeah, dude, it took me like a year or more to like reset my body and like change my habits and like change my eating habits and my sleeping habits, and like I took different medicine and I titrated it down super far to the point where like I had just enough that I was comfortable and that I could get what I needed. But like, dude, that is the biggest struggle in the world. Like that is a problem that some people never deal with. Some people deal with their whole lives. Like some people have phases with it. Like I really empathize with you. So that's more what I come from, is like I take it really seriously, because you know, anybody that's like had personal attachment or like personal experience with that will, you know, that's kind of I hope it's not too much of a trauma response, but like I hope it didn't come off too much like that. But yeah, like I would, little bit of a serious moment. Yeah, I appreciate Lower Stuff saying therapy with Amar. Yeah, it's like I gotta be real with you guys. Like, you know, it's a very esoteric thing to describe, and that's why I think like doing actual therapy, in-person therapy, and like it's very expensive, and like, yeah, you need decent insurance. And I'm very lucky that I live in the Pacific Northwest, where like there's this company called Pacific Medical Centers that, you know, takes every insurance provider and is like this large hospital in the area. And you know, whether you go to like Kaiser or whatever, and you know, it's like this clinic hospital, so it's like they have specialists in different areas. So like sometimes I'm going to different hospitals that have, you know, like gastro doctors and stuff like that. So, you know, I am very privileged to be in this part of the country that we have very good access to this stuff. But like, yeah, I really feel for you guys, and that's scary. Like having cancer, right? Having some kind of physiological problem is like, yes, very scary, but there's something about it being in your head and you just know it, and like and like some of these conditions are like you feel like you don't have control, and some of these conditions are like, you know, maybe it's like anxiety related or whatever, but like whatever it is, it's like it's scary and it's hard to deal with on such a hard level. Yeah, I'm far past manic as far as emotional instability. Yeah, and that's what I mean, is like I've had personal trauma with like people who were manic bipolar, and they had like manic episodes at work, and like we had to fire them because they would like straight up, yeah, they would like go crazy at work. Like I saw the worst of it, and so and that's not it. Like I had another friend who like it was like giving me kidnapping vibes. Like he picks me up in his car and he tells me there that he's homeless and that he like crashed out on his parents, and I like, dude, I have like particular trauma towards that, where like I'm very sensitive to it, and like, so that's why I take all of his stuff seriously. It's like, bro, I mean, the meme of the bad sleep schedule exists, but I'm like, trust me, I'll tell you what, I have to be very strict with my life to be able to have this good sleep that I do. And it's been a positive feedback loop that the more stable and healthy my life is, the more I can normalize my schedule and normalize my eating habits and stuff like that, and normalize my sleeping schedule, the better I feel. And like the better equipped I am to come on here and yap. And like, you know, I make little changes. Like I'm trying to cut out sugar as much as I can. You know, I'll have like a Coke for lunch, but then I try to not have that in the evening. And, you know, there's like, you know, your body is the most awful thing you'll deal with for your entire life. Your body will have problems till the day you die, and your brain is also part of your body. Is that a weird way to phrase it? Like, your brain and your body are connected, right, chat? Did you know that, chat? Whoa, this is anatomy with Amar now. Yeah, so like, I've been down the road of like, I can tell when I'm feeling healthy, and I can tell when my habits are working for me, and I can tell when my habits aren't working for me. I was getting a little tubby there for a while. I was a little bit chunky, but you know, I just started working out every day, and I've been feeling a lot better. So good to know all of us dealing with this aren't alone. Yeah. Like, I mean, if you are curious, you might have to look back into it, but I think that video still holds up. It might be a little different. Like, I'm probably a little bit more past that than I was at the time of that video, but I guess it's a reflection of like an older time and like what I'm going through in terms of like mental health struggles. But yeah, it'll stand out. You'll know it when you see it. That's all I'll say. So yeah, sometimes your brain and body just aren't going to work together. Yeah. And you know, I've had like eye problems and other stuff, but yeah, that's what I mean is like, generally I try my best to like listen to my body and listen to how I'm feeling and try to make little changes. Like I try to be very scientific about the things that I do with my daily routine and my schedule. And you know, when I'm checking my weight and stuff, it's like, okay, and you know, I'm doing pretty good. What are my stats? I'm 6'2". I guess I'll just say I'm 220 pounds. I'm like 217, sometimes 219. So 6'2", 220. I have a Galaxy Watch FE, and you can do like the EKG, and then you can also do, well, you might be able to do EKG, but it has like the fat percentage. Like you put your fingers on like these little buttons, and then it'll tell you a certain percentage. So it said I was 26% body fat. So I felt pretty good about that. I was like, dude, if this is what I look like at 26% body fat, I might be chilling. I might be enjoying ice cream with a lot less guilt, if you know what I mean. So that was nice. You know, like the workouts that I've been doing, I just, you know, just fucking like bicep curls. Yeah, and I feel emotions differently. That's at base, but I'll say, yeah, I feel it. And I think that's the thing, is like, it is like an incredibly complicated thing to talk about, but it's also so core to who you are. It's like, it so supremely defines who you are, you know, some of those conditions. And you have to, like, over years and years and years, you learn to understand it and manage it. And like, maybe manage is the wrong word, but there's all these different words you can use to describe like dealing with a condition like that. And it is a chronic health condition, chat. Like, you have to think of it like that. Like, you know, I'm not talking like fucking cerebral palsy or anything like that, but you do have to think of it. I'm glad, besides being constantly sleep deprived, I'm still sane. Yeah. And yeah, the definition of sane, yeah, that's always a fun question to answer, is it, chat? Like, we all deal with our own different things. Yeah. So I love it. Yeah. And what I will say is, there is a certain amount of blissfulness to a good sleep schedule. Like, bro, when I tuck in, I take my medicine, you know, it's like 10:30 usually. If it's 11 o'clock and I'm not in bed, then I'm playing it poorly. But I try to be in bed by like, 10:30, 11. And then, I'll still hang out on my phone for a little bit, but then I gotta tuck in. My blankets have to be like perfect. The room has to be like the perfect temperature. My head has to be shaved. Yeah, it's end more friendships and relationships, trying to explain it and how I managed to live with it. Yeah, Corpse, I feel it. It's a struggle. Yeah. 3.6 thousand likes though. Thank you. Also, you were saying about heart palpitations and stuff is really scary sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, like I went to Washington State University, which is like this rural college, and it's like on a hill. It's built on this giant hill, and like if I wanted to get to my classes every day, I would have to just like walk up the hill every single day. And yeah, I'd have these heavy ass. They were basically like Timberlands, but not. And yeah, I was like changing my medicine a lot to try and deal with that, but it was just like, oh, that was an awful time. So, I really do feel for you. I really do empathize with you that like it is something that like will define a good portion of your life. Because for me, it really did. It defined a good chunk of my life, and I had to sit down and like struggle through it, and it was a burden on my life for a long time. And then as time went on, what I noticed was, yeah, like as my family dynamic got better, you know, I'm still living with my parents, so like as our family dynamic got better, I improved. As I grew up, it got better, and like now I don't deal with it nearly as bad as I did before, and I feel a lot better for it. But yeah, I am pretty lucky. Like I still feel, after coming out of all of it, that I'm in a pretty privileged position to like have the support that I did, and to have the amount of resources that I did. I really do think that I was very, very lucky, and that I was able to like benefit from all the resources that I had, and I had loving parents. Like I think really, if you're at that age, like your parents will fuck you up. Like they have the potential, and I was very lucky that like I was able to sit down and talk to my parents, and they listened, and they understood, and they paid attention to the way I felt, and they also listened to the way I felt, the way I talked when I talked about that. Yeah. To be less. Oh yeah, I feel it. Yeah. No, and I like what I've noticed is that like, you know, I really wish therapy was more approachable or like more affordable for people. But I do think that like, yeah, talk therapy in person, like that was like the most when I was in high school, I did that to like talk about my condition, and like it was really hard, and like to do it at such a young age, and to like have to process some of those things, it like really helped me. But then it also helped that like, yeah, I learned that like part of my issue was my family, and like I could learn from that. But yeah, it was such a privilege that I had to be able to have that in-person therapy, and to just spend so much of my time like when I was younger, and I had the time to do it. Like when you have a job and all that shit gets hard, man. And you know, when that problem affects your job, then it affects your income, and that affects your whole life. And then when your life gets worse, your life gets worse. And that's what I mean is like, it is the dumbest thing on planet Earth to ever be said, but it should be said every single time. Every time your life gets worse, it makes your life get even worse. Like when life gets shitty, it has a way of being exponential in a way that shit does not happen when life gets good always. When good shit happen, it does not always mean that 10 times more good things will happen, but that definitely fucking happens when bad things start happening. Have to be willing to go on to therapy first. Yeah. But that's, you know, and I do deal with that a little bit in my family, that, yeah, like, you know, there are moments where it's like, yeah, some of these emotional issues are something where you have to acknowledge that you have to have the issue in the first place to like really grow from it. And if you don't acknowledge, then, you know, I'm not talking about your guys' situations, but just in general, like there are a lot of those types of behavioral things where, you know, you can be harming the people around you, and either not care, or whether you apply intention to it or not. It's like there is growth that must be had. But what I always have had to tell people is like, listen, like it's their journey to go on. Like if you have a relationship with someone, whether it's like a friendship or whatnot, and that person is like harming other people, whether it's like emotionally or, God willing, physically, like I'm me. But there's layers to who I am. My social interactions are over exaggeration. No, I totally feel that. And dude, honestly, like I've embraced that to a certain degree, that I try to be a little bit of a cartoon character all the time. I think it's a little bit disarming, because like I'm a pretty large and imposing brown dude with a handlebar mustache, so I look like the type of dude that would not be nice. I know I give off those vibes. You guys can say whatever you want, but Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that I build muscle very easily. I guess not to brag or anything, but yeah, I've tried to always be a cartoon character a little bit. So I've embraced that from a young age. That like I think for a lot of people, like having someone that wears their heart on their sleeve and expresses their emotions very outwardly, like somebody who kind of is a little bit cartoony and makes it easy. Like that's what I try to do for people, is I want to make sure that people know how I'm feeling. Like if I'm happy, I'm smiling. If I'm grumpy, then maybe I'll be a little bit corny about it. But like it doesn't end. Like I'm usually never in a bad mood. I'm a pretty patient guy as well, so I'm pretty thankful about that. It snowballs quicker than you can realize. Yeah, exactly. Like when your life starts falling apart, yeah, it's called falling for a reason, because that shit's exponential. That shit's gravity, bro. Feel is the wrong word. Experience. Yeah. That's how I have to interact to experience something normal. Yeah. But that's my thing, is like, I think it's something that you will have to embrace one way or another. Like maybe it changes. I want to say Lua Shed, my sister-in-law as well. So, you know, it's nice. I mean, I'll say it. I got a Discord. If you guys do want to, you can come in and chat about something like this. So, you know, link to the Discord is profile on TikTok, description of YouTube, and about section on Twitch. So I'll just say that right now, but I like having this discussion. You know, sometimes I'm a little bit goofy, but I like to, you know, it's nice to get serious, and it's an important topic to like talk about. That, you know, there are moments to get serious. So shout out 4.2 thousand likes, shout out Corpsey for dropping by. I mean, it's a quieter stream, so I guess I have the opportunity to kind of sit down. But yeah, I think that like you know yourself so well. Yeah, I've dealt with it. It is what it is. Yeah. And I think that's what I've noticed is like me dealing with it and certain things. Like I think that I am always very intentional about how I act and like who I am. And I think it's like I've found a lot of value out of presenting myself in a way that's easy to understand for people, to be a little bit more approachable and be like, hey, you know how he'll act. He's goofy and whatever. But you know, I think that it's an interesting way to describe it, that I think that, yeah, you use the word I've dealt with it. Like I think, you know, as a guy who, you know, not to brag or anything, but I write a little bit, but you know, I think that when I did a lot of a rant channel, it might be a good idea. Yeah, I think that's true. I've been thinking about doing a rant channel. I've been thinking about doing another channel, so that'd be a good idea. But I think what am I trying to say? I think what really helped me is that I had a really amazing therapist, and she really talked to me a lot about like how like that English is a very special language, right? That there's 5 different ways to describe the same thing. And I think I've like the thing that has been the best therapy for me, well, not like open and closed case dealt with, but no, but I mean like dealt, whatever the meaning is, but like the words you use to describe what you're going through can give you some insight into how you feel about that. And like that's what she talked to me about. And like as a writer, that's what I like. When I started writing these books, I realized, I was like, oh, like being able to express a character's feelings and use different words and like even describing their actions. Like I never use the same verb twice, just because like you don't ever need to, like you have enough variability. And I think that what she showed me is like the way that I talk about things is an understanding of the way that I feel. I love etymology and linguistics. Yeah, absolutely. And like, and not just that, but that like when I've been writing and like sitting down and like when you're writing dialogue, right, you're articulating this character's feelings. And so like I found so much value in like you can make some ice cold lines. You can write some ice cold lines with the correct verbiage and just shortening that shit and just like expressing the feeling. And like the more words you'll learn to understand, the more you start to see, like, special is a good way to put it. Yeah. Like so much is of the underlying issue. Yeah. And that's what I mean is like, yeah, Corpsey puts it perfectly. Like feel is so much of the underlying issue. Yeah. the way you define the word feel. What does feel mean to you? What does it mean to feel something for Corpsey? That's like, you could go to therapy for 5 years. You could go to therapy for your whole life, and that could be a recurring topic. And that's what I realized is like, you know, going to therapy in high school, like learning to understand like the way that you talk about emotions, and that the words that you use always have emotions tied to them. And I think that's why like semantics pisses me off so much. And like people that are so hung up on like the dictionary definition of something, I'm like, in conversation, there's like a certain implied emotion behind a lot of words, and that the words you naturally choose when you're not thinking about it can sometimes like describe feelings in a good way. And like when you have a good vocabulary to articulate things, then it can change the feeling itself. And like simply just describing it in a different way can have different context behind what you're going through. And like, you know, I live with my parents. My mom comes in here a lot. We talk about, you know, how she's feeling and what's going on. And so much of what I've realized is like, yeah, if you want to be a good boyfriend, for me, I mean, like just being a good son, it's different, right? But I understand how I'm supposed to react to things, but I don't understand how it actually feels. Yeah, exactly. And like the connection between the expected norm and like what you actually feel as a person, like to internalize it and really think about it and be like, yeah, like what happens to me when something happens? Like, how do I react? And like, yeah, that's what I talk about, is like, to break it down. Like, you can never get enough granularity. You can never get specific enough. That's what like therapy is so good for, and face-to-face therapy. And, you know, I was like, oh shit, like so much of what I do to help out, like when my mom is just coming to talk to me and she's struggling and she's, you know, a little bit emotional, is like, I just listen to the words that are said, and I'm like, oh, you know, there's context behind those words, and you can rephrase those words, and it's more that it's the patience and it's the care that's taken with the words you use and stuff like that. But, you know, like, I think it is that's my goal as a content creator, like to be a little serious, is like to promote good communication skills, right, chat? It's why I get hung up on comments a lot, because like the information is lost in the need to be better than the content creator. Like the desire to tell a content creator that their build is shit, like trumps you just sharing a cool build. Like you could just offer something that's cool, but you have to be a dick and then not even share the build. You just say like, oh, my build is so much better. But then you could have just said, here's my build, here's why it's cool. Boom, that's it. But it's like the reason. Fuck, I'm saying yeah. No, but I think Corpsey, like, you still have to live a life. I'll leave that as it is. That should only show up on the TikTok VOD. So I'll just leave that as it is. I won't dox that. But no, I feel it. I've had those moments. And I think it's definitely been like, there were times that I did not empathize with my own emotions. I did not empathize with other people's emotions, but I still knew how people reacted to me, and I still acted in a specific way so that people, so that I was more approachable in general. And I still had that, and I get that, and that was still a conscious decision that I've always made. Is like, my one goal in life is that the people I care about and the people that I want to be around, I want them to be comfortable around me. And my decisions, if I say it out loud, yeah, it's okay to discuss. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. But yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. But yeah, that's a very, I mean, I feel it. But that's what I mean, where those types of things, there's other baggage attached to it, and like the things are connected, like the struggling to sleep and the, you know, the lack of empathy that you talk about. Like, your brain is connected, like everything about you is connected to everything about you. Like, you can't really, you can compartmentalize a little bit, but in the end, like, you are you, and all of you is all of you. And at a certain time, you'll have to come to terms with all of you and be comfortable and work with it. Yeah, I know the cause. Well, many, yeah. But that's what I mean is I think it is the journey, you know, and what I needed was, you know, I got that therapy when I was in high school, but then it really was like sitting down and writing a book and like writing these characters that I wanted to care about and that I want people to care about. And I want them to, you can't escape your feelings. Yeah, exactly. Like I wanted to write these characters that, yes, they're very archetypal and they're very cartoony, but also like the emotions have to come through. And there was something for me about the restrictive nature of writing where you have to paint the picture in their head. You only have words. And that's the other cool thing is like I can turn this into an audiobook as well, and I can do that all myself, and it's very self-made and stuff. But like needing to express, like needing a character to be able to feel that way, it was like, oh, for me to be able to write that well, I'm feeling what that character is feeling. And yeah, it was like I've cried 100 times more from writing my book than I have with anything else. And once that started happening, once I started crying because I was writing a scene that I loved so much, and I was writing this character that I connected with so much, and I wanted everyone to feel that emotion, then like, dude, I'm like about to cry at the fucking Minecraft movie. They have like the two heartwarming moments in the movie, and I'm like, fuck, Jason, you're so sick. You saved the day, and you're a cool guy. And I'm like, it's corny, but I'm like, it took a very big life change for me to like be more in touch with my emotions in a way that I've never been. And that's what I always say, where it's like, that's a journey to go on. Also, I don't think Tickfinity is working. I don't think my like goal or stuff like that was working. I'm just realizing that now, but yeah, apologies. I guess Tickfinity was broken today. I mean, I was yapping so much I didn't even realize, but yeah, I mean, I hope that's a good place to end it. I kind of it's getting fucking hot in here, so I gotta call it. But I really gotta say, Corpse, yeah, I appreciate it. Being an overzealous character is my whole personality. Yeah. But that's what I mean. I mean, it's a journey you'll go on. Philosophy with Amara. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, lower stuff. It's a journey you'll go on, and it's something that you'll come to terms with, and you'll think you've come to terms with it, and then there's more journey to go on. And like, that's what it's never really over. It's the journey. That's what you get from it. Yeah. And it's like, you know, you'll be able to catalog the seasons in your head. That's what I always say is I found a lot of value in interpreting my life through seasons that like, okay, there was like a season end where there was a whole arc, and there was so much of like, it was the theme of that arc was blah, 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 blah. Right. And then, oh, I feel a change. Oh, this, and then when things start to change, then yeah, you have the potential to change a little bit more. But I hope that I left it on a good note. Yeah, a little bit of philosophy with Amar to close out the stream for like a 10-ish minutes. So if you are watching on YouTube and you did enjoy a little bit of serious talk, I really appreciate if you drop a like. This won't be super common, but if the conversation gets brought up, I won't shy away from it. So shout out, Corpsey. Yeah, 5.2 thousand. Thank you so much, Corpsey. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for being comfortable with sharing this. I know this is very like hard for a lot of people to share, but I feel very privileged and honored that you would be willing to share that information. And I do feel you on some regards, but yeah, I hope the seasons get brighter. I hope as time progresses, you can see the change and document the change. And eventually, chat, can we all agree? We hope that line go up, chat. We hope that line go up. And with that, I will say, I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday night. I will be back tomorrow for Soulframe. I will be showing off Mora's hand. Super high level already. And yeah, hope you had a good time. I really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for liking and engaging. And if you watched on Twitch, thank you for watching on Twitch. We're getting close. I'm getting close to affiliate, so that's the thing I'm working on right now. But take care. I'm out of here. You guys have a good night. Bye-bye.